Hello, welcome to my channel CBSE Class. Today we are going to present Class 7 Science Chapter 4 Heat. Main sources of heat. You all know that the main source of heat. When you think about heat, you always remember sun, is it? So main sources of heat is sun, fire, and a man-made source of heat is electric heat. From these sources, we get heat energy. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify heat, cold and warm bodies, define heat, identify the differences between heat and temperature. Let's check what is heat. In your day-to-day observation, in winter you feel very cold, is it? And in summer you feel very hot. Why it happens? Because this is due to some form of energy, and this form of energy is called heat, and due to which we can feel warmth. So heat is the form of energy due to which we can feel warmth. So this is a feeling due to heat energy we feel. To get the concept of heat, you consider two experiments. Okay. So at night, before you go to bed, leave a metal spoon outdoors. When you wake up in the morning, you feel that spoon. What do you feel? What do you feel? You can observe that your spoon is very cold. At noon, leave the spoon outdoors in a sunny spot. Touch the spoon after half an hour. How does it feel? What do you feel? You think? You feel it is very hot. Okay. So, in this experiment, what happens? Why we feel hot? Because here the spoon is very hot. Spoon becomes very hot at a sunny spot. So, the thermal energy or heat energy flows from the hot spoon to our fingers because our finger is cold compared to this hot spoon. So, from this experiment, we can say that always the thermal energy flows from hotter place to colder place. So, what happens in the first experiment? You feel that the spoon is very cold. What happens? Compared to this spoon coldness, our body is some heat. So, here from hotter body, that is from our fingers, heat flows to this metal spoon, so that metal spoon becomes cold and we feel it is very cold. So that we feel. So this is the feeling due to that thermal energy flow. So that we feel that is cold or hot. So this thermal energy that flows is called heat. Okay, you got the concept? Now let's consider another two experiments to get the concept of thermal energy flow or heat flow. Here first you consider an ice hold on palms. You get the sensation of cold, is it? Okay. Why? Why you get the sensation of cold? Actually ice is very cold. But why you get the sensation of cold? Here the thermal energy flows from the body because our body is heat compared to this ice because ice is very cold. So the heat from the body flows out of the body to the ice. With this heat, ice on palm melts. So from the our fingers, the heat flows to ice. So ice get heat and ice on palm melts. Okay. And the second experiment, when we hold a cup of coffee, a hot cup of coffee, what happens? We feel hot. Okay, so the heat from coffee flows to the hand. Thus, it is the flow of heat energy determines the hot or cold. Here, the hotness and coldness determine what? The flow of heat energy. Heat energy flows from the hot area to cold area so that we feel cold or hot. Okay, you got the concept. I think that you definitely got the concept of heat energy. No, we are going to the concept of temperature. You always think that temperature and heat is same. Is it? No, it's different. Let's check what is temperature. How do we compare the heat energy contained in different bodies? We see that some objects around us are cold, while some others are hot. How do we say whether a body is hotter or colder? We often try to know the same by touching them. But is it possible to use the same method always? Then, how do we find out how hot an object is? How hot or cold an object is? How? How much? This is determined by temperature. That is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Heat energy is the flow, and this is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. How hot or how cold an object is, that is temperature. That is the concept of temperature. And you consider the hot cup of coffee, you can say that the temperature there increases because it is very much hot, so that temperature increases here. And you consider the cold ice cream, you can say that the temperature decreases because it is very cold. No, temperature decrease very less, temperature is very less. So how cold an object is, there the temperature is low. This is what is called as temperature. So, let's check the definition of temperature. Temperature tells how cold or hot a substance is very important. That is, the degree of hotness or coldness of a body is determined by its temperature. When heat is supplied to a body, you consider that hot cup of coffee, and that temperature increases. There we are giving heat so that it becomes very hot and its temperature increases. Okay. And when heat is taken away from a body, you consider cold ice cream. Its temperature decreases. There is a temperature low. So temperature tells how hot or cold a substance is. Let's check what is the differences between heat and temperature. Its exam point of view is very important. Okay. So consider heat. What is heat? Heat is a form of energy which causes the sensation of hotness or coldness. It feels. It is a feeling. So heat energy is the cause. But temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body is measured in temperature, how hot or cold an object is. So temperature is the effect. And how we measure heat? Measured in joule or calorie. But temperature is measured in Kelvin, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Calorimeter is used to measure heat energy, while thermometer is used to measure temperature. Another difference is heat energy always flows from a body at a higher temperature to body at low temperature, that we discussed. That heat energy always flows from hotter to colder. Okay, that is at a higher temperature to a body at a low temperature. Higher temperature means heat and low temperature means cold. Temperature, but temperature depends on the average kinetic energy of the molecules. Okay. In the next video, we can discuss how the temperature is measured using thermometers and the more concepts of temperature. Okay. So I think that you have got the concept of heat and temperature in this short time, that is in 7 minutes. You got this concept of heat and temperature. Okay. Thank you. Please like and subscribe my video.